What's up everyone, it's Dalius here and welcome to the very first episode of Dokkan Academy. If you're new to the game, you just downloaded the game, or you heard about Dokkan Battle but you don't know how to start in the game, how does it work or whatever, I decided to jump in and created this sort of guides for you so that we can just learn Dokkan Battle together as we go. I've been playing the game for a little while now, I do have the concept about the basics and whatnot. But I wanted to stress that it's gonna be in several videos, right? The first video is this one is actually the basics. So I think this title for this is gonna be how to Dokkan, so that we can learn how the game actually works. So I think that we should begin with letting you know like what is the thing about the game. So the way I would describe this game is, for me, Dokkan Battle is a turn-based game, right? You have to wait for your turn, and it's based on Dragon Ball universe. I would like to say it's kind of like an RPG, even if it's not your classic RPG game. Like you do have your character and you do the role playing stuff, but it kind of is, you know. Just follow me on that. It is based on the Dragon Ball universe, like I said before, and the game has been pretty much available for everyone for over 11 years now. And we're approaching GDC, which is one of the biggest celebrations of the year. And I decided, why not? Let's try to do something and dive in so that people who's going to be joining in the game soon has a better understanding of how the game actually works, right? So that's what we're going to be tackling today, if that makes any sense at all. First and foremost, the game is actually for Android and iOS. You probably already know this. Whenever you log in into the game, you're gonna get your login, right? Every single day you're gonna get a login bonus, which is gonna be, depending on the day that you're in, you're gonna get either stones, you're gonna get items that you can use in the game, resources that you can exchange for units or whatever. So that's why I log in into my account. As you can see, this is actually the main UI of the game. You can see that we have on our screen, we have on the very top, on the very left, we have our rank. We do have some ranking, depending on how much you have advanced in the game. We have a power level that we're gonna get in depth eventually, but before that, I wanted just to tackle down what is the basics of the game, right? So like I said, the game is pretty much like a turn-based game, and it's gonna be reliable most than anything about your units, the units that you have, or the cards, if you will. If we were to take this in the real world, I would like to say that these are pretty much and basically cards, right? Like any other card game that you ever played before in real life. But then again, based on Dragon Ball, right? Let's see, your characters. Characters are really important, because at the end of the day, this is going to be your main focus of the game, right? A very big difference about Dokkan Battle is this is more of a strategy game than anything else. It's not about how good you are like with your character, because the character is not a moving character per se. It's more like a strategic game, right? And characters do have a role, they do have skills and whatnot. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be breaking down a unit, and I'm going to take this unit right here. In this case is Dabura, and what we can see, the first thing that we can see is that we can see a UR on the top left of the side of the card right here, right? It means that the character is ultra rare, right? And just below that you can see that there's a text over there that says Extreme Tech, which is a typing of the unit. Each unit in the game has a typing, and it has a class. There's 5 typings, which is going to be physical, strength, intellect, technique, agility, and that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. It's just 5. And then there's classes. You can see this as heroes and villains. If you're a villain, it's going to be an extreme unit, and if you're a hero, or I mean the unit's a hero, it's going to be a super class and extreme class, right? So then, knowing that, it's going to be basically like super tech, stream tech, super AGL, which is agility, stream AGL, and so on and so forth, right? You can see that the unit actually has HP, attack, and defense. Yeah, numbers right there. This is basically the stats of the unit. Every single unit has a stats. And basically the way it works is those stats can multiply depending on several factors, right? So at the right side we can see a lock-in, which is going to allow you to lock your characters so that you don't sell them or do anything dumb with them, like by mistake or not. And you see the name of the character on the right side, yeah? In this case, it's Battle to Resurrect the Magician Dabura. They all have like a small title before the name. And yeah, moving on, right below the attack, HP, and defense, you can see that we have a level. Each unit has a level. It goes from 1 to 120 in case of UR units. I have to tackle down that first, I think. There's different rarities on the units, and it goes from normal, which is gonna be an N. I'm gonna show you this right here on the character list, right? You can see that right here we have an N, which is a normal character. A normal character is not powerful at all. It's just basically just characters that you use to train other units. We have R, which is rare. It's basically the same. Then we have SR, which is super rare. And then we have SSR, which is super rare. And then we have UR, which is ultra rare. And lastly, we have LR, which is legendary rarity, right? Needless to say that LR is going to be the top of the rarities, and then followed by UR, and so on and so forth. Right here you can see that we have the 5 typings that I already mentioned: AGL, Tech, Int, STR, and Physical, right? And just below you can see that there's Super Class and Extreme Class. Like I said before, this is going to be Super units and Extreme units, heroes versus villains, right? And the way the game works is actually you're supposed to create teams, right? Before tackle down anything, you need to have your team set up, right? So I'm gonna continue with this. We have the unit right here. This is an LR. I'm gonna move forward and move from UR to LR, right? So LR is gonna be the top rarity. There's nothing above LR in reality, and I mean technically speaking about rarity. And like I told you before, there's gonna be AGL, STR, Tech, and all the 5 typings that I already mentioned. So another big thing about Dokkan Battle is that, like I said before, you're supposed to create the best team possible to tackle down a specific event, a specific scenario, or whatever, right? Being 11 years old, the game has a lot of things to do, a lot of end game, a lot of events and whatnot, and it can get confusing. So the first thing that you have to understand is that the game is not only separated between rarities, typing, classes, but it also has categories. And this actually I might consider the most important thing about the game. You need to know about categories, because at the end of the game, the game bases on the categories, themes that you can create for your teams, right? A team can be made by, it's made by 6 units. 6 units create a team, as you can see on the top row right here, right? We have 6 units, and these 6 units are a team. Now the way it works, you can see right here there's a little skill, but Dalius, what is a leader skill? I had no idea what it is. Well, every single unit that is going to be releasing or that is already in the game has a leader skill, and if you press your button right here, you touch your screen, you can see the actual leader skill. So right here we can see that this guy, Super Saiyan 4 Goku Daima, this is Super Saiyan 4 Goku from the Daima series. He has a leader skill for Daima, Battle of Fate, or Goku Family, and he provides Ki +3, HP 200%, and attack and defense for plus 170%, plus an additional HP, attack and defense plus 50% for characters who also belong to the Dragon Ball Seekers, Full Power, or Kamehameha categories. So basically what this is saying is that he provides buffs for Daima, Goku Family, and Battle of Fate categories. And then on top of that, he provides a 50% for the remaining categories that I already mentioned, right? That is basically what he does. So how do we get his leader skill to be active? He's gonna be in slot number 1. If he's in the very first position right here, that's gonna enable this guy to activate his leader skill. And then all the other units that fall on the categories that he's leading on are gonna benefit from the buffs that he's providing, right? And the easiest way to build a team, this is gonna be your main UI. I'm sorry because I skipped that. And then right here in the bottom, following up of home, you're gonna see the team tab. You can see your character list right here, or you can go straight forward to team, which is top left, right? There's 5 setups that you can use to do whatever you want to do. Like you can have a lot of teams pre-made, so you will not be wasting time like building every single time that you tackle an event. And yeah, so in case you want to go for a team, what you're going to be doing is going to press team formation, and you're going to double check which categories he's leading on. We already know, I already know which categories he's leading. And we have a lot of filters that we can use. So that we can find the specific unit that we want. But for now, we're going to go to category, select a category. And on the top right, you can see that we have full match or we have partial match. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to go with partial match. Why? Because Goku leads 3 categories. He's leading Daima, he's leading Goku Family, and he's leading Battle of Fate category. So we have a partial for these 3 categories. We click OK, and now we can see all the units that fall under his leader skill. So like I said before, he has to be on slot 1 to be the leader of the team. So now we have him, right? We have him there, and we can choose any other unit that we have right here. So it's gonna fall under his support and buff, right? Going back into the unit, what we can see right below the leader skill text, it's something called super attack, right? And you can see that he has a level. There's 20 levels to a super attack, which means level 1 to 20 it's gonna be stronger. And the super attacks also have special effects. Within the game, there's 2 types of attacks that the unit can do. It can do a normal attack, which this game is actually based on orbs. Depending on how many orbs, they technically are key orbs. You're gonna charge some key, and you can shoot some either super attacks or you're gonna shoot normal attacks. So as the name said, normal attacks is just punching, kicking. And if you do the super attack, you're gonna do the special animation, which is basically the main catch for this game, right? There's a detail button right here that we can see what the unit can do, right? And you can see right here, the very first one says Dragon Punch, and it says that he can be done with 12 ki or more, right? And it says right here that the effect that the super attack has is greatly raises attack for 1 turn and causes colossal damage to the enemy, right? That's gonna be if you do a super attack with 12 key orbs, right? Now, LR units, which is this unit, have the possibility to launch 2 type of super attacks, because LR units can gather 24 key. UR units can only gather 12 key, right? The second super attack that this unit can do, it can be launched if you collect 18 key or more, and the effect that he's gonna be having is this: he's gonna be massively raises attack and raises defense for 1 turn and causes mega colossal damage to the enemy. Then it raises allies attack by 40% for 1 turn. As you can see, this guy is not only providing leader skill buffs to the team, he's also providing support buff to the whole rotation of your team, right? In this particular case, this unit specifically has a new mechanic that was introduced during the 11th anniversary, which is EX Super Attack, which is another type of super attack above the 24 key one, right? These ES Super Attacks, they cannot be launched just simply by gathering key. Certain conditions must be met before launching this EX super attack, right? In this case, we can see that the condition to launch an EX super attack with this guy is when he's the first attacker in the turn and he launches a super attack that is a critical hit, then he has 77% for the super attack to become an EX super attack. Whenever that happens, the effect of the EX attack is going to raise attack by 140% for 4 turns. It's going to raise the defense for 1 turn, and it's going to cause ultimate damage to the enemy. Not only that, but it's also going to raise allies attack by 40% for 4 turns, right? Now we already know we have a unit that is a legendary rarity, it's a super unit class, and it's an STR type, which is the red color right here. Oh, another thing that I forget to mention, LR units, if you click them, you can see the special animations that they have. They're really good looking. Then we already know that they have HP, attack, and defense stats, his leader skill, and super attack, right? That's kind of like the basis of a unit. But not only that, every single unit in the game does have a passive skill. Passives are actually one of the most important things about any unit. Any upcoming unit, any unit already on the game, every single unit does have different roles. That's why I was telling you about RPG games, right? So yeah, that's basically understanding your units. You can read the passive of a unit, clicking on the details, and then you can see what the unit does. And I know this is a lot of information to digest and you can get overwhelmed, but don't you worry, because there's a lot of content creators out there that they can give you a quick review of the unit, and one of those creators is going to be me. I'm going to be giving you a review of whenever a new unit's coming out, and I'm going to tell you what it does, what's supposed to be the main role based on the description, and if it's worth or not, like summoning for it or not. Because at the end of the day, this is a gacha game. A gacha game is basically like sending flipping a coin and hoping for the best. You get resources to pull for new units, which are dragon stones, and we're gonna get to that soon. But yeah, basically, every single unit in the game has a passive skill, right? A passive skill is gonna dictate how good the unit is. In the case of Goku Super Saiyan 4 Daima, you can see right in the top here that this guy has an entrance animation, right? Activates the entrance animation upon the character entry turn once only, and he's gonna raise attack and defense plus 400%, and Daima category allies are gonna get 1 key, defense 20% up, and a damage reduction of 4%. I know a lot of things here are confusing. Damage reduction, Daima category, clip plus 1. I know this game is so old that a lot of things have changed over the years. Now it's gonna a lot of information to digest, but we're gonna go step by step. I'm gonna close right now the passive and move to the active skill. There are several units in the game that can perform active skills. On top of super attacks, EX attacks, passives, they can perform active skills. An active skill usually is a super attack, like on top of the super attack, like something extra you can launch, right? There's certain conditions that must be met before launching an active skill, and there's a lot of different type of things that the active can do, providing defense, providing attack, and whatever. But we're gonna move forward there, right? Now, if we switch to the other side, we can see that there's a hidden potential, a skill orb. We're gonna get there. Don't get discouraged. We're gonna get there eventually. And then we have a link skill page. Every single unit has a linking skill attached to it. Usually it's between 8 and 10, 7 and 10, I think it's 8 link skills. And what it does is whenever the character is on the game, they're gonna link up depending on the position that they are. I'm gonna show you in a bit. Then on the other side, we can see the categories that this unit is actually on. He falls under Daima, Battle of Fae, Goku Family, Dragon Ball Seeker, Full Power, yada yada yada. You can see all the categories that here's on right here. And if you don't know which characters are in the category, you can click the category and then you can see the units that you have under that category and those that you don't, right? And you can actually check that too on the team tab, character list, and then we can see then again filtering by categories and whatnot, right? So that is basically, yeah, we already tackled the team building, right? Team building is really important, and you should never use units that are not under the leader skill buff, right? So if I do have this guy leading Daima, Battle of Fate, and Goku family, I'm not gonna do something dumb like, I don't know, just say I have an android unit and I'm gonna place an android unit on the team, because this guy is not gonna benefit at all from the leader skill from Goku. He doesn't fall under, so there's nothing for him to benefit from. So that's not a good thing to do. That's a no-go, right? Now, the third tab is gonna be summon. This is gonna be your best friend whenever you decide to spend your stones. And what are stones values? Okay, so stones is a currency. The currency that we're gonna be using to test our luck and pull for new units, right? Every single time the game releases new units, and they can go from Dragon Ball all the way to Daima, recently released, right? So we're gonna be using stones to try to get the new units, which is gonna be the gacha part of the game, right? Like always, I'm gonna encourage you to be responsible with that, because your resources are kinda limited, and then you might fall into the temptation to go to the other tab, which is shop, and start buying dragon stones. You can buy them, or you can farm them. Sorry, you can farm the dragon stones in the game, especially if you're a new player. If you're a new player, you can farm thousands of dragon stones, and the game is actually really generous, to be honest. The game provides quite a lot of stones every single month, every single release. So yeah, I would just encourage you to be responsible on that side. The currency that we do have on the game is going to be dragon stones, like I said, which is going to be your main currency used to try to get new units. Then we have Seni. Seni, it's basically, you're gonna get Seni whenever you play the game, but these little statues right here, these air kill statues, are gonna give you money if you exchange it, which Seni is the currency of Dragon Ball universe. So there, you exchange it and you get Seni. You're gonna be using Seni whenever you decided to train a unit, awaken a unit. Now, those terms are really important. What is training a unit? What is awaken a unit? Whenever you get a new unit, depending on where you get this unit, if you pull for it during the summons, you can get a unit in a certain rarity, right? We can get SR units, normal units, R units, or SSR units, and that's the top of the rarities that we can get them. Then it's our job to awaken those units and train those units. You're gonna get a SSR unit, an SR unit, level 1, and it's not awakened. The awakening is basically a way the Dokkan has to increase the power of the unit. And that's exactly what you want to do with any other units. So on the team tab, not only we can see the characters, we can see the Dokkan Awakens, we have the hidden potential, and I'm gonna show you in a bit what it is. But right now what we want to do is, okay, let's say I do have a unit. What do I do? Because it's level 1 and I pull for an SSR, which is going to be awesome. Okay, so we click on the Grow tab. We get the new SSR unit. I'm going to take Rose for instance. We get this guy. He's level 1 and we try to get him to level 80. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to get some training partners for him. Thankfully, Dokkan has a very auto feature that you can just click auto. And it's gonna be just taking the lowest rarity units that you don't have luck and just in auto just to train your new character. Under training items, you can click and you're gonna choose which item you're gonna be using to train this guy. Thankfully, you do have the auto again. I don't recommend using auto for training because they usually take the strongest item that you have. And don't worry, you're gonna get these items depending on how much you play the game and how do you progress in the game. This is kind of like free stuff. But let's say I'm gonna be using this, and then I'm still short, so I'm gonna go with this, and I'm gonna go with this. There you go. Now my unit's gonna be from 1 to 80. Begin. And it's gonna go. I train the unit. Now the unit is max level. Whenever you reach a unit in max level, the game automatically is gonna send you to the tab, do you wanna awaken the unit? Let's say, no, I don't wanna awaken the unit, because I wanna show you what happens if I do wanna awake the unit. Okay, we're gonna go to grow. We're gonna go right on the top, we're gonna do awaken. We're gonna get our level 80 unit. And you can see right here that we're gonna be needing these 5 types of metals in order to awaken this guy, right? So what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna select the 5 of them. We are ready to awaken the guy. We're gonna press C awaken. And with this, the guy now jumps from level 80 to level 100. But that's not all, we can still move forward. I just gotta find my new guy. I don't know where he is. Where are you, bro? Well, it's a stream unit, so should be somewhere here. Well, it doesn't matter. We do have him here. It actually does matter, so let me just find him. Where are you? Man, I lost him. Oh, it's right here. So we're gonna do the same thing that we did before. We're gonna wake the guy, we're gonna train him. Now he's level 100. We begin the training. He gets to 100. But there's still more to do. This guy still needs to awaken one more time to get his full potential. He's now at level 100. And now that's the actual grinding stuff about Dokkan Battle. To awaken the guy to his fullest and more strongest face, so to speak, level, we need 77 medals. Where do we get these medals? We can get these medals from the very main UI, right? If we click start, which I'm gonna show you right now, it's gonna be right. This tab is gonna be the news. Anything new, it's gonna be here. Here we can see the menu, we can see the friend list, we can see the options, change the language, change wallpapers or whatever. Here we can collect our gifts that we collect every single day that we log in. And right here we have the missions that there's daily missions, normal missions, event missions, trial missions, and whatnot, right? In order to play the game, we're gonna click on start, and we have several options. We can go with the Dragon Ball story, which is basically Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball movies, Dragon Ball Super events. They're gonna pretty much like they're kind of like a revisit to the stories. You can run them so that you can get more currency, like Dragon Stones, training items, training locations, and whatnot. And events is basically where you're gonna be. That's gonna be your main core, right? It's basically divided in 5 tabs, which is gonna be story. Here, there's different events where you can get free units, free resources, and every single stage that you clear, it's gonna get you a Dragon Stone whenever it's the first time that you play the game or the event. Bonus is gonna be basically special events. They're gonna provide you XP, Seni. They're gonna provide you orbs and resources that we're gonna be using in the game. Grow is where every single Dokkan event, which is the name of the events that provide the medals to awaken the new characters, are gonna be located. So whenever you're trying to find the medals for a specific unit, you can just come to this tab, but it's gonna be easier if you just go to to this tab right here, grow, awaken. You decide to go with this guy, and then you click the medal, and it's gonna show you exactly where the event is and what you're supposed to do, right? Not only that, but you do have See Battle and Challenge. Those two tabs are safe for the end game. Let's call them the end game. If you're new to the game and you're just learning the basics, trying to understand how the game works and whatnot, you should be avoiding that right now. The first step will be just to create a team. Depending on what you have on your box, this is your box, your character list, this is gonna be your box. Don't worry, over time you're gonna get a lot of units and you're gonna get the hang of it, and you're gonna start seeing a lot of people. I recommend a lot of you just to go and visit the Reddit, because it's gonna be a lot of there's a lot of resources there that are gonna help you understand better the game. But that's gonna be your first the first steps. Creating your team, level up the characters inside your team, and then when you have your characters ready to go, then you can move to Dokkan History Quests. This is gonna be your best friend. There's a lot of chapters here, and every single chapter has a lot of areas. Alright? So right now, your main job is gonna be farming. What are you gonna be farming? You're gonna be farming dragon stones right here. I already have 100 dragon stone. You need 50 dragon stones in order to perform a multi-summon. Right? What are multi-summons? Every single time Dokkan releases units, there are gonna be new units, especially for each and every one of you. Right? You can get these resources, dragon stones, exchange them for the possibility to get the new unit. The way a banner works is just like this. You can see the banner, and the unit in the middle is going to be the new unit. There's a small counter right here on the top right. If you click it, you're going to see the new unit. You're going to see the display of the new unit, and you can understand what the unit's doing. You can see the leader skill, the passive, the super attack, and if you click this little button right here, you can see the full information about the unit. So if you do want to know if it's worth it, you can just click on the unit and go for it, right? See if you like it, if you feel like it's okay. You probably don't have any idea, that's okay. But whenever you have 50 dragon stones, you can perform a multi, and you're gonna pull for the unit. It's a gacha game. There's only a chance that you can get it. It's not guaranteed or whatever. But I mean, for now, your main job is gonna be getting resources done. So playing the Dokkan history is gonna provide a lot of stones for you, right? You're gonna get used to it, and you're gonna move forward. There's a lot of things to cover for Dokkan Battle. There's a lot of information. It's been 11 years since the game came out, so there's a lot of mechanics, a lot of things to understand. But I wanted you to just understand what the units are, what type of units are, how many classes, how many typings, what categories are, and how can you form a team, right? I'm gonna be creating more in-depth videos about this, and I'm gonna let you know like how it's going. Yeah, I'm gonna post those videos on my channel. This is gonna be the Dokkan Academy, and I know it's a lot of information to digest. There's a lot of characters. There's over 1,000 characters right now in Dokkan, from Rs to LRs. So there's a lot of information that you guys are not gonna get on the first try and the first go, right? So I want to end the video just with just a small showcase of how the actual gameplay looks like, so that you guys have an idea of how it looks. You probably already know, but this is gonna be how you're gonna enter an event, right? You're gonna have the option to move, right? And you're gonna move certain spaces depending on the number of moments that you have available. This is gonna be your enemy. A lot of units have entrance animation like this one. I just wanted to showcase before wrapping up the video. What we're seeing right now is entrance animations. You remember we read about it on Goku Daima, right? This is gonna be your fighting interface. When I mentioned about linking skills, I was talking about this. Whenever a unit is close to another unit that is related, they're gonna link it with each other. That's the fire, the key that you're seeing surrounding the units. If you click the unit, you're gonna see how many links do they share, and every single link provides some sort of buff for the units. For instance, this provides a 5% HP recover and damage, and reduces the damage received by 5%. So you do get benefits from pairing units that link with each other, which is what we call synergy, right? And yeah, this is basically how you're gonna be seeing your characters. But that's gonna be it. I just want to wrap it up, and I just wanted to show you how the UI actually looks. There's a lot of information to uncover. Thank you very much for being here. Then again, it's Thalius, and I'll be seeing you in the next Dokkan Academy. Bye!